Welcome back, everyone. It's Kirok here. Glad you guys can make it. Just wanted to show off what I've been doing so far. Over here on your left and over here on your right, you can see that I've completed a few more stations. Um, yeah, so far I've only gotten a few more done. Eventually I'm going to move all those chests that are out in the field over there in here so that I have nothing where my farm should be. It's just a matter of organizing it so that I have most important items near the front entrance and then least important towards the back of my warehouse. So what I want to do this episode is find some sugar cane. Ideally, I want to grab some sugar cane because I want to start enchanting some of my weapons and armor. I've been basically doing everything you see without doing any enchants. So first thing I want to do is set up a farm for sugar canes, and then after that, what we'll do is we'll set up an enchantment room. But the enchantment room will probably be another episode. Follow me. I think I did see some around the other side of the mountain, so let's go and grab it. Oh, right. I guess I should point out the other thing I've been up to is I've been kind of marking out my areas where I want to have different types of farms in the field here. These two squares here represent future wheat farms that I want to have, and they're going to be automated. And then over here, you just see the tip of the corner where I'm standing. This is where I'm going to be putting the actual sugarcane farm as soon as we get some sugarcane. We'll build it this episode and see how well it works. The design's pretty cool. It's not 100% effective. I get probably 90% of all the sugarcane that's grown. The only bad thing is I have to replant it, and I decided to go with that because of the higher return rates. But you'll see as I build it. And this other one that you see here, the spot I'm standing in, as well as these other three subsections that I'm about to pass through right now, 1, 2, and 3. These are all going to be my animal farms. These three subsections will hold cows, pigs, and sheep. And that larger area up there closer to the storage room where I'm standing now is going to be the actual animal processing center. That is going to be something for another episode. It's going to be pretty cool. It's a big monstrosity, but a great design of mine. So let's keep going. And the sugar cane I saw is not too far from here. And there it is, all the way over there. Let's cut across the water. Great. I got some sugar cane now. Oh, there's more over there. Alright, I'm going to grab these extra few. That way when we start up our farm, we will have a good seed bed to start from. Let me grab the one over here across the water too. And that should do. Oh, I just broke my sword. Gotta go make a new one. Well, let's head back to our base. Alright, so the plan is to build it in this square that I'm standing in. It's going to be built mainly out of stone as well as glass, and it's going to be piston driven. Basically, I'm going to have an entrance on this side over here. When I get in, I will pass over a pressure plate, and the pressure plate is going to push up all the spots where the sugarcane is planted, and then I'm going to have a little toggle switch that I can hit, and there will be water streams that bring it all right to me. Let's start building it. Yeah, and I'll keep you guys up to date as I get through this. Okay, so one of the first things I'm going to have to do is remove a couple of these chests because they're simply in the way. Good. Now we're ready to begin. This is going to be the entranceway. And that's the completed outline of the sugarcane farm. Now to build the guts. Now with the first layer cleared out, I'm going to mark down or put down channels. There we go. These are the channels in which or on which water will travel. And these channels that go down here that you see, I'm going to be putting a whole bunch of pistons. In fact, for this design, I'm going to need a full stack of pistons. That's 64 pistons. So I'm going to start doing this and show you a little bit as I go. And now to make the pistons. Alright, I have everything I need to make these pistons, and as I mentioned before, in order to do this setup for the sugarcane farm, I need to basically use a full stack of slime pistons or sticky pistons. I think it's like this. Yep. So there's my stack of pistons, and now I'm going to make them into a full stack of sticky pistons. There we go. So I'm going to need these pistons to do the rest of the work. Okay, let's go place them. And there they are, all in place. So what I'm going to do is grab some sand and throw those on top of the sticky pistons, because that way when I trigger the pressure plate that's going to be at this entrance over here, all these pistons will lift the sand up, popping the sugarcane off the sand, allowing them all to be harvested with some water streams. And then the next step would be then to go underneath these sticky pistons and set up the wiring. Now, it doesn't have to be sand blocks. The sugarcane will also grow on dirt blocks, but there's something about sand blocks and the way sugarcane looks on it that I really like. So this is what I prefer to use. But if you're building this, you can pretty much use dirt blocks or sand blocks. They will both work. The key is in these trenches between the sand blocks, you need water. Without water next to the sand block on which the sugar cane is going to grow, they will not take root basically. Before we start putting them down though, and before I start throwing the water in the channels, we're going to go down underneath the pistons and set up the wiring. So we'll do that next. And there we are. With this area cleared underneath the pistons, I can start setting up the um, redstone torches as well as the redstone repeaters. So I'm going to go make some of those right now, and I'll be back in a sec. Now that I got my redstone and my redstone repeaters, we're going to start placing some blocks and get ready to power the pistons that are above. There. Before I place these down, I want to show you what I'm going to do. I'm essentially going to put a set of redstone torches right on these blocks that I've placed, these dirt blocks, and then I'm going to set some repeaters like so. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side with another row, as you can see, of dirt blocks. And these will be able to control all of the repeaters, or sorry, all of the pistons that are above me. And I'm going to run redstone wire down the middle here, and I'll show you that in this manner. So that way, from a pressure plate that will lead from this area over here, I'll be able to control it. Just a few more torches. Yep, and I'm going to set up the other side in exactly the same fashion. Once I've set up the other side, basically all the wiring is done except for the roof. So let me finish this off and then I'll meet you up top. Now that the wiring's complete, you can see what happens when I step on the pressure plate that I have over here. I will have a metal door on this end, and when I open the door up and cross in, you can see the reaction of the pistons, like so. Basically, yep, all of the sugarcane that'll be growing on these sand blocks will pop off. Then I'm going to have a little switch on the side here. I'm going to flick that switch, and there are going to be water streams that bring them down to the center channel and then down to me. So the next setup now is the outer housing, the roof with the water channels, as well as the pistons that control those. And the last thing left to do is put a roof on the actual sugarcane farm. Now that the glass roof is complete, we got to start putting in the pistons to control the water streams from up on top of the roof. There's going to be 4 stations up on the top on this side where I'm walking, and then another 4 on the opposite side over here. And what they will do is they will control water flow or water streams that drop down onto each sand row, I guess. And that'll wash out any of the sugarcane that gets popped off from the pistons below. We will need some signs to guide that water stream or those water streams that come off from the roof. But you'll see as I build it, you'll see how it makes sense, because if I don't have the signs there, the water won't go all the way down. It'll just stay in one spot. So I'm going to start building the stations up at the top for the water source blocks, and then we will wire it down to the little lever that I'm going to put at the entrance. So what I need to do is break a hole into each block of glass, and it's important that these blocks of glass that I'm breaking are directly above each row of sand. So a water stream is going to fall through these, hit the row of sand at the bottom, and because we're going to place a bunch of signs to direct that water flow, that water stream will travel the entire length of the row of sand, pushing off any of the sugarcane that gets popped off by the pistons below. So I'm going to place my pistons. These are regular pistons, not sticky pistons, in the orientation right above each of the holes, so that way when they extend, they block the water from falling through. So now I'm going to make each little spot that holds the water in place. It's actually a pretty simple design. There we go. So now I'm going to wire up the redstone, and when the switch is flicked or turned into the on position, each of these pistons will extend out, blocking the water that's going to be sitting right above them from falling through the hole that I created. Just to kind of give you a demonstration, if I was the water and I move forward like so, I will fall down, and so the water will hit this spot this spot on the row of sand and then just travel all the way down. And there we are, with all the water buckets in place and the wiring done. All that's left to do is plant my sugarcane and wait. Once it's all grown, we do a harvest. So I'm going to do that now, and you guys will join me at the harvest. There is one minor detail I forgot to do. In order for those water streams coming from the roof to travel along the edges of, or the tops of these sand rows, I have to place signs to guide those water streams. Almost forgot to do that. So what I'm going to do now is basically start placing some of the signs, and after I've placed the signs, we're going to go ahead and plant some of the sugarcane and go ahead and see how it works out. Let's do this. There, now with all the signs in place to direct the water streams, I can start planting some of the sugarcane that I retrieved earlier. I'm going to plant those up. We're going to wait. I only have 21 of them, so it's not going to fill in all the sand blocks, but we will wait for it to grow, and then we'll do a small harvest, and then from there I will replant whatever I receive. So I've waited a little bit. You can tell that the sugarcane hasn't fully grown yet, but for now, for demonstration purposes, I think I have enough there to show you how it works. So follow me in and I'll show you how the whole system works to retrieve, harvest, and then replant. And that's all there is to it, guys. I come in, walk over the pressure plate, excuse me, pistons shoot up and they dislodge all the sugarcane, and then all I do is flick on the switch. Water streams come down from the roof and carry all the sugarcane to me. This harvesting method is what I chose to go with because it is the best yield. The only drawback with it is I have to go and replant them, kind of like you have to with wheat. All in all, it isn't that bad. I mean, I just got to go and plant the lower level, and when I plant the lower level, leave it and everything grows back. Shut off the water streams. And let's go back and start doing some replanting. And there you are, guys. That's how you build a sugarcane farm. Fully automated. The only thing is you have to replant once you harvest, but at least you get better returns. Very few of the sugarcane is lost. As you can see, I threw in a bit of jack-o'-lanterns to light up the area, so that way I don't have anything spawning on the inside. And I'm going to call the episode here. Basically, I hope you guys had a great time. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you guys again soon. Bye-bye. Alright, now that I have my redstone and my, whoops, redstone and my, oh shit. No, you bastard fucker.